So in this video, let's look at front-end web development. As you know, front-end web development is a quite wanted skill now, and there are tons of jobs in that field in web development, app development. Front-end is basically what the user sees, and we'll go into some of the points in this video. So front-end web development is also known as client-side development. Basically, it is creating the user interface, user experience of a website or a web application. That is all what the user is clicking, the buttons, the combo boxes, the pictures, the design, everything is what you call front-end development. And implementing the design, website or application has to be appealing, interactive and user friendly. So once you see a website, it should attract you to work on it and should be visually appealing, and the user interaction has to be easy. And these are some of the key points in front-end web development. For those who are looking at like those who don't have computer knowledge or in very introduction of software, front end is nothing but like this picture. As you see, you have a house, and on the left side you see a window, door, and another window on top. So this is what you see on the front, and in the back side you see sofa on the right side and the interior of the house. So that what you see is the door is the front end, and what you see on the back side is the back end, to put it in a very rudimentary fashion so that you understand what. So the front door will be the website, and the back end will be whatever. When you click a button in the back end, it could connect to a database, get the data running or something like that. So this is what is front end and back end. So as an example, I put Google here. You see Google, that picture, and a search box and the mic icon where you can speak, and some buttons. So this is what is front end in the case of Google website. More complex website here, Amazon site. Here you'll have a lot of things. You see products, and each product could link to some other Java web service or Java application which is running in the backside. So the front end itself is the appearance, the picture, the picture and the search box and the small button there, and the basket here. Basket will be where you place the orders and stuff. All this comes in the back end. So but the design itself, the basket, when you click and when you see the next page, all these are front end. So what does a front end developer do? What are his daily tasks? Is basically to create websites, create apps, updating existing websites. Creating email campaigns means that you would have seen a lot of advertising emails. So this would be designed mostly by front end developers with a picture, and the text and everything has to be optimized, ensure so that it works in all emails. So when you see an email, it should not be looking different in Outlook Express rather than, and when you see it in a browser. So everything should be consistent, and the front end developers are responsible for making it consistent. Ensure smooth functioning of website has to run always. If there's a problem, the front end developers has to jump in and fix it. And the design of the site is has to be efficient, lesser clicks and more work done. So a user should be able to click lesser to achieve a specific task. Clean code, the code has to be documented, and the website has to be fast and respond quickly. The user should get proper responses from the site, and improving accessibility features. So these are some of the tasks of front end. This is not comprehensive. This is just some of the main tasks which a front end developer would do, and their tasks will revolve around mainly upon these topics. So what are the tools which a front-end development use? Notepad++, Vim, Sublime, Visual Studio Code. All these are editors where you write the software, write the HTML, CSS and stuff. Chrome developer tool is another one which you use for debugging, and jQuery streamline the JavaScript work. GitHub, so where you store your code and retrieve your code. Bootstrap and React and CSS are more of making the application or the front end more clear and appealing. So these are just some of the tools which the front end developers use mostly, and there are other tools also which we will go in the more detail the succeeding videos. So the first thing is the HTML. That will be the first thing which you learn in when you're developing website as a front-end developer. So HTML is the basic building block, and it defines the structure and content of the web page and elements and tags. So HTML is just a set of elements and tags. It's very static, and it's the very basic when you start computer programming in website domain. Cascading style sheet, that's the number 2 in front-end web development, used for styling and formatting. You see the colors and the appealing website. This is all done by cascading style sheets. It controls the layout, colors, fonts, and visual aspects of the web page. So this explains everything. So the visual aspect, how it looks like, will be controlled by CSS. Number 3 in front-end development is JavaScript. Is a scripting language and enables interactivity and client side. On the client side, it allows the developers to create dynamic and responsive web pages, handling user interactions, manipulating content on the fly. So when you click something on the website, so the JavaScript is the one which basically handles these clicks and takes the data out of it, processes it, and sends it to the backend. So backend will be, so the JavaScript acquires all the data and then sends it to, for example, a Java application which is running. The Java application perhaps may be connecting to a database and get the data and then process it and give it back to the front end. So JavaScript is the number 3 in front end development. So these 3 are crucial. HTML, CSS, JavaScript are the starting point when you're doing front end web development. So what has to be done in responsive web design with increasing use of various devices and different screen sizes? Before we just used to have one computer, and now we have laptops, we have mobiles, we have devices of different sizes and shapes. And so the front-end developers work also increases because their simple one website has to look the same if it's opened in a mobile, if it's opened in a laptop, if it's opened in any other device, even in a TV. Now you have internet enabled TV. So this involves techniques and frameworks. So example, Bootstrap, FlexGrid, and Flexbox and Grid to make the layout adapt to the different screens. So Bootstrap, Flexbox, Grid is some of the tools which you can use to make the website look the same across devices. So the website has to be responsive. You need to ensure that the designs are when you click something, it just shows, moves quickly, and these are the points for responsive web design. So what are the frameworks and libraries? When web development started some years back, some 10, 15, 20 years back, it was only HTML, which was the crucial. Now you have a lot of tools and libraries and frameworks. One of this is React, which is developed by Facebook. It is a library. It is a JavaScript library which is used for building user interface, widely used for creating single page applications. So it is nothing but a lot of JavaScript code which has to be repetitively written, is all packed in React, and you just import this library. If you are from programming in any other language, you just import this library and reuse the functionalities in this React, and it's very handy. It is quite fast, and also enables, if you are using a website, you don't have to refresh the whole website for a specific functionality. So React is handy in that. So only one part of websites could be refreshed, and then you will see the responses. So React is a JavaScript library used for building user interfaces. On the other hand, we have Angular and Vue.js. These are also Angular is a TypeScript based open source front-end web development framework, like developed by Google. So, and Vue.js is also a framework. These both are frameworks, and React is a library. That's one difference which you have to keep in mind. So TypeScript, and then Vue.js is a progressive JavaScript framework for building user interfaces, often used in single page applications. So Angular and Vue are a bit larger. It is a framework upon which you can build applications, and React is a just library which you can just import and then develop applications. So I don't want to go more deep into it. Just keep this in mind. Vue.js and Angular. We'll go more deep later in the course. So when you have a lot of code, how do you manage that code? When multiple people could be working on the same file. So this is managed by version control system. So the front-end developers often use version control systems like Git to track their code changes, collaborate with other developers, and manage different versions. That is, you have one set of code. One person might be working on one function one, and another person might be working on the same file on function two. This is all managed by version control, so one person can check out. Check out is nothing but you take out a file and make it writable, and you write the code inside it. When you are writing the code, no one else can edit the same file and check it in the database. So you edit it and you check it in. So once it's checked in, the version number, for example, if it was 1.1, it would be increased to 1.2. So such sort of version control system, before we used to have SVN, CVS and other things, but now you have more all web-based tools like Git, GitHub, you would have known, and Git is the basic, and GitHub gives you a good front end. So most of the front end web developers use Git or GitHub for their managing the different versions of project and the source code. Build tools and task runners. Webpack is a module bundler that helps manage and bundle project assets such as JavaScript, CSS, and images. And Gulp and Grunt are task runners that automate repetitive tasks in the web development workflow. So these are the build tools and task runners used. Webpack is used for used as a module bundler, that is, you package all the software into one bundle and deliver it. And Gulp and Grunt is task runners, which is used to run repetitive tasks in the development workflow. This I'm not still going into details, it's just a very high level introduction. Later we'll go into more details so that you'll be able to grasp the concepts. So web performance optimization, developers have to be familiar with techniques for optimizing the website performance. That is, minimizing the file sizes, leveraging the browser caching, using content delivery network. These are points where optimized web performance is important, because millions of people might be accessing your website at the same time, and using small file sizes, trying different techniques to minimize the file size and reduce the file size, and using content delivery networks. These are some of the techniques which the front-end developers have to be aware of. For subscribing to my course, look at other courses. I'm still building the courses as and when I have time, so do give me feedback, and also the Q&A questions you have, I'll try to answer the questions and improve my courses in the next few courses which I make.